Alright, guys, welcome back to some more RLCS predictions. We have the first major of the year finally after a lengthy maybe off season. Not really. We had a pretty solid short off season thanks to FIFA E and stuff. But we're back. We're gonna be doing these predictions once again. Thank you very much to Cody VRL for providing the what is PLCS? I don't know, but for providing the RLCS prediction sheets, as always, we've always used him in his sheets for these predictions, and yeah, we're using this link right here. It came out February 9th. That was yesterday, so I'm recording this on February 10th. I don't know if I'll upload this tomorrow, February 11th, because there is a One Piece chapter that I want to record. I'm probably gonna upload first, but we'll see. Either way, thank you very much to Cody. For providing the sheet. Now, all right. For here, it's gonna be stacked. Honestly, the teams are only getting better and better and closer in skill level. I feel like than ever. I mean, there are standouts. There are clear favorites. Top three teams. There argue there's like three teams that everyone has winning, and everyone else is like, you have a chance of winning, but who knows? I'll get to it in a second. And then some teams that are no chances of winning, right? Uh, but yeah, the major it's happening in Boston. It doesn't feel like that long of a downtime. I feel like typically between Worlds and the next major, it's forever. But they've done a good job, especially the Copenhagen major. It doesn't feel like that much of a break because we got Copenhagen LAN and we got to see EU and NA play against each other. We got to see how much better KC was once again. But KC in the most recent Open, they struggled a little bit. So we're doing these predictions once again. From me, I'm Luffy, you know what I'm saying? I've been watching RLCS since the very beginning, right? Since it started in 2016, Chronobi won season one. I remember watching it live like it was yesterday. I mean, not like it was, but it was a while. It was a while ago. I can't lie. It happened 10 years ago now, but I remember watching it. I've been playing Rocket League for almost 11 years now since it came out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving you guys maybe not the informed opinion, but the experienced opinion. um, Last year I think I got half my predictions right, but that's because I just kept betting on KC to win. I bet on KC to win Major 1, they won. I bet on KC to win Major 2, I think Falcons won. I really should have bet Falcons Major 2, shouldn't I? I think that I got them to the grand final. But USA, aka I should just say NRG, but they were Team USA. NRG ended up winning Worlds. I did not get that prediction right. I think I had NRG top 4 or something, but I did not have them winning Worlds. I think I had KC winning Worlds, which I mean, who knows what would have happened if they beat Falcons? They kept hitting the crossbar during that game 6, but who knows, man. So, yeah, man, and the majors happening in Boston. Despite me being uh, despite me being such a big RLCS fan, such a big Rocket League fan in general, right? I mean, I've been on this for a while now. I've never actually been to a major myself, a LAN myself, physically and watched it. I do definitely plan to go at some point, especially now because like I said, the teams are more stacked than ever. It's not like it used to be 4 years ago, or before the open era, where there was clear standout teams like four teams that realistically had a chance to win, and everyone else cannot even take a series off of them. Never would you think one of the lower teams is taking a series off of Carmine Corp, or at the time Cloud9 or NRG at the time or G2. Like the lower level teams never taking series off of those teams. It was like now I could see Furia taking a series off of Falcons. Never could have seen that happening 3 years ago. Or you know what I'm saying? I could see Ninjas taking a series of energy. Unlikely. It's an upset, but I could see it. It's not outside of the realm of possibility, right? SSG could go crazy. Twisted Minds, Vata. I mean, all these teams are so stacked. GK as well. These are really, really stacked teams. So, especially on such a stacked RLCS, and players have gotten better than ever. The skill gap between pros and me and lower level players. I'm just a mere GC1, GC2 level guy who barely plays the game compared to where I used to because I'm so busy now. But probably, but maybe I could have grinded without all these years. If I did, I would have gotten a higher rank. But uh, from my perspective, seeing these pros get better and better and doing crazy and crazier things, it would be better than ever for me to go to a major now and go to Worlds now if I can. But Worlds this year is going to be in the United States because typically they rotate. I mean they haven't announced it yet. I don't know where Major Two is happening. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Oh, it's Paris. Okay, did they? Because I remember they confirmed that it was gonna be Paris, but then somehow we forgot it. But it is gonna be in Paris. I will not shop for this. It's happening. Oh, it's happening in May. Oh, so early. Typically the second major happens in June, but it's happening in May. That's fairly early for the Paris majors. It's only 3 months from now. Okay, that's quick. Back to back. So we're gonna have three opens and then back to back another major. But then we're gonna have to wait 4 months, I believe, until Worlds. However, we get EWC in between, and that's always exciting. That's always exciting. I will not be going to Paris major. But I definitely want to go to at least. I mean, I'll plan to go to Worlds 2027. If that happens in Europe, I'll plan to go there. I've actually never been to France. You know what I'm saying? I know those Worlds. 2023 was in Düsseldorf. They tend to rotate because 2022 was the first Worlds of the Open era that happened in Fort Worth, right? That was Texas. And then 2023 was in Düsseldorf. And I like Germany because like I've already mentioned to you guys, I already been to Germany last year, right? I stayed there for half a year, for 6 months. Stayed in Germany, have had my fun there. It was actually more like 5 months actually, but basically half a year. So I'm very accustomed to the country of Germany. I know what's good. I know what to do. I know how to transport myself there. I know how to like talk to the people. I don't know. I've gotten accustomed a little bit. Obviously, I didn't live there for years or anything, but I'm comfortable with Germany. So if they do another world in Germany, I'd be happy with that. But if they decide to do it, I mean, they did it in France last year, and then 2024 was also Fort Worth. They went back to Texas. Um, but I don't know where in the United States they're planning to do the worlds this year. And also, typically, they will do US Major 1, EU Major 2, US Worlds if the Worlds year is the US year. Whereas if it's Worlds year in an EU country for Worlds, then they have EU Open 1, NA Open 2, EU Open 3. So, like 2024 had London Open 2, but then Worlds in Fort Worth, and then Open One was Copenhagen. They like going to Copenhagen a lot because there was a Copenhagen kickoff weekend here too, so they do like that Copenhagen. The facilities there. Maybe it just works great for everyone. But I wouldn't mind a Paris major or another France major because I haven't actually, and we know the French fans go crazy for Rocket League, but I haven't actually been to France myself, so I'm not, and I don't know any French. I know some German at least, but I don't know any French. I can't speak French with the locals or anything like that. So it's not, I'm not gonna be as comfortable. But I've got family members that have been to France quite a few times and are more considerate country than me, so I'll be okay going to France again if they start to do Worlds there again. But Worlds 2027, yeah, y'all might see me there if y'all plan to go to Worlds 2027 in EU. You're also from EU, or maybe you're from NA and plan to take the trip. I might be there. I might be there. Um, let's see. But yeah, this major though. Sorry, back on topic. This major is gonna be in Boston. I believe that is Massachusetts, which is like what northeast United States, right? Northeast of New York State, I believe, something like that. Um, where MIT is, right? Or is MIT's in Boston, right? Or it's in Massachusetts at least. And Harvard, I think, is also in Boston, or like close to it. Cambridge is like close to Boston. It's like they're next to each other or something like that. But MIT is the one I know I have more experience with because I'm an engineering student myself, I'm a technological student myself, so I know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I read a lot more papers from MIT, or I'll read more about research from MIT than Harvard, because Harvard, I feel like, isn't Harvard more of a jack of all trades? You have business majors, history majors, you know what I'm saying? Uh, all types of majors beyond just technology, right? Whereas MIT is more specific on technology, and so it's more relative to a lot of the fields that I work on in technology, because I also go to a technological university, right? So That's why MIT is the big one for me, not Harvard as much. At least here in my spaces, we always talk about MIT. You know what I'm saying? And I also know some people that have gone on an exchange semester a year to MIT. Not me though. I wasn't. I just went to Germany. I'm good with that. I'm good. I'm good off the United States. I don't know if I ever want to travel. I've never set foot in the United States, and I don't think I ever want to set foot in the United States. So I think I will just avoid every United States major with a plague, and just go to EU majors. Now, second major is gonna be in Paris, but I will not. Uh, I will not be there. I have not planned to be there. I will be almost. I think second major because it's happening in June or something. Or when was it happening again? Was it May? We said it was early. Yeah, May. It was early, right? So it's happening in May. Which again, that is early. So yeah, I'll be almost. I'll be in May when this second major happens. I'll be like 2 weeks away from delivering my master's thesis. So I'm not like I'm not traveling to watch an RLCS major when I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, deliver my master's thesis. You know, my supervisor's gonna want me to be here physically, you know what I'm saying, because this is gonna be 5 days, so I need to take a whole week off basically. I'm not doing that 2 weeks before the delivery date, due date of my master's thesis and tell my supervisor, by the way, I won't be here this week. Peace. Nah, bro, I'm gonna be locked in on my master's thesis, and then sorry about that, but next year for sure. I mean, I haven't found a job yet, but next year for sure, I wanna go maybe to at least one EU major if Worlds, because Worlds is gonna be NA. I'm not. I can't go. Just not going to NA. I'm sorry. Next year though, EU major one. I don't know if I'm making plans for that, but definitely Worlds RLCS 2027. I wanna go. It's gonna be my first Worlds after 10 years of watching, but I wanna be there physically. I know the vibe in the atmosphere is just gonna be so much different when you're there in person. So, for sure, I wanna go. But this year, unfortunately, I can't. I'll just be sitting here and watching. All right. If you're asking, by the way, if I'll go to the watch party or not, no, I'm not. I'll be watching on my own, but streaming for your recording app. I mean, streaming is probably better. Stream for 5 6 hours a day. I don't get no money for 5 days straight, or what is it, 4 days straight from the 19th to 22nd. Wait, is this from 20 to 24? This is 5 days. Am I tripping? And this is 4 days. Why? Why is the Paris major longer? For some reason, the Paris major is one extra day. Okay, whatever. So this starts on Wednesday then. No, this starts on Thursday. It starts on Thursday. Guessing 19th on Thursday, and then well, it starts. I'm recording this on the 10th, right? It starts in 9 days then, right? And today is a Tuesday. So it starts on Thursday and ends on Sunday. But Paris major, I guess, is starting on Wednesday, which is hella early. That's kind of like the start date of Worlds, to be honest. To start on a Wednesday, that's hella early. Okay, but um, yeah, sure. Um, I'm not sacrificing a whole week to watch party or to stream. And yeah, of course, I mean it's not. I don't get anything. Uh, I don't gain much from streaming it either. So it's just very tiring for me to stream so many hours a day, for several days like that. And like I said, I have other things to do. I might not be locked in on every single series, right? I might be, especially for some series that I don't care much about. I might just be like glancing at the series real quick while I do some other quick chores, right, around the apartment or whatever. But okay, so I've never done watch parties of Rocket League at all. But I'll do these predictions. So I've yapped a lot. My bad about that. Let's get to the predictions themselves. There has been a bit talked about group of death in the community, in the Rocket League community, and that is Group C. This is truly the group of death. Holy crap! We've got Carmine Core Vitality, Twisted Mind Station Gaming. Insane, insane work. I mean, that's just a crazy group. But the best part about this isn't the only really tough group. Group B is very tough, right? It's just that it's overshadowed by Group C. But Group B, if you ignore Group C, Group B is also really difficult. Falcon, Sphere, Adactive, and GK, that's a tough group. That's a tough group. Imagine your Fury trying to get out of that group. Or imagine your GK or that. I mean, you're all. These are all gonna be high level teams facing up against each other. Only Falcons is like poss- possibly comfortably getting out of this group, which to me is just, I don't know. Well, to explain to you guys why, because I saw Karmic Corp's, Batira from Karmic Corp, right? Batira was tweeting about it, saying, "What the heck? Why we've been clapping EU's cheeks for the whole split, and we won the Copenhagen Major, so we gave EU that extra spot. Why are we rewarded with such a tough group? Whereas Energy, they have a much easier group, right? Number one seed from NA, and Energy have been clapping NA's cheeks just as equal as Karmic Corp have been clapping EU's cheeks, but Energy did have a bad open one, but Karmic Corp didn't win the third open. They were a grand final, so overall, I'd say they've clapped their regions pretty equally, overall. But Karmic Corp slightly higher because they won twice and made the grand final. Whereas Energy completely flopped open one. So why are Energy rewarded with such a blessed bracket and Karmic Corp with such a bad bracket? This has been um the case for a while. I mean, this has already been set up for a while now. It's going to be like this because NRG and NA have come off winning worlds. That's why they get that much of an easier bracket. Whereas Karmic Corp, they got top four in worlds, or EU got top four in worlds, and so did GK. Well, they were also top four, but they didn't make top two, which Falcons did. So I believe the seeding goes based on placing in worlds last year, and since Energy won worlds, they get you know 5 years and Power and Ninjas, which is a much easier bracket for them. Um, so they're gonna play, yeah, and then De La Cruz. Let's see. So they're gonna play an easier. They have an easier bracket for themselves, but uh, yeah, Falcons, despite getting top two in Worlds, also have a very tough bracket because this is what NA2, and yeah, Fury is South America 2. That's the thing. Fury's coming in as South America 2, and GK is coming in as EU5, right? But because EU is so stacked, GK is a kind of a threatening force too. And Fear, we know how good they can be, and Redacted is really, really good. So it's not an easy group for Falcons, despite them being number one seed in MENA. And besides, System Minds has a tougher group, so I think Falcons will take this. Uh, Group D is interesting. Gentlemates are coming as well. What seeding in EU are they coming in as? Rankings, like number two seed or something, because they made the grand final, right? Yeah, they're coming as number two seed. So Gentlemates are looking good there, and then you have Shopify Rebellion. This is also pretty good for them, but they're coming in as number two seed. Wait, Redact is number two seed. Are they number three seed then? No, Redact is number three seed. Oh, so Redacted, if they had won the grand final, they would have been number one seed. But Energy won the grand final, so they became number one seed instead. And Shopify was locked number two seed regardless. Number two seed in NA, okay, and then Redacted is number three seed. Not the worst bracket for Redacted would be number three seed. And then MIBR Project de la Cruz. MIBR has, I would say, Jamison Rebellion. Yeah, I mean Project de la Cruz is like a free victory though. That's the thing. Redacted has no free victories. GK and Fury are not free victories. If they win against them, will not be free victories. Right? MIBR versus de la Cruz, you'd expect MIBR for it to be a free victory. So I don't really know if Fury or MLB have a tougher bracket. I would say Fury does have a tougher bracket, so they are number two. Sam seed makes sense, but yeah. So the reason why the seedings look like this, it sucks. I mean, Karmic Corp does deserve better. Truthfully, clapping his cheeks, they deserve to be where Gentlemen's are right now. Honestly, like they don't deserve this type of bracket. Karmic for all their efforts, they deserve a Gelmates type of bracket where their only real competition is Shopify Rebellion. Let's be honest. Karmic Corp is beating MIBR in that Project De La Cruz all day of the week. So Rebellion will be a bit of a challenge, right? But it's unfortunate. I think Karmic Corp will make it out anyway. but I do understand, any problems there. There are also options for tiebreakers, so open for tiebreaker info. So I guess tiebreakers will be possible. It'll be interesting to see how that works. But okay, let's get to my. You guys know how I make these videos. I yap a lot before I feel like before I even start predicting. Let's start here. These are all best of fives. This is easy. 3-0 NRG. I don't think. The thing is, NRG start off really slow. Like 5 years could take a game off. That's the worst part. I actually want to give 5 years a game. I really do. I would really want to give them a game, bro. Has Snowy, Sweaty, and who was it again? Tech calls, right? That was, oh, no, not Snowy. It's not Sweaty. It's Guns. Snowy, I guess. Sweaty, I guess, went to Pioneers. Pioneers were the expected number one seed, but it ended up being 5 years. So I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Oh yeah. By the way, if you're wondering, I don't have time to watch every single regional for every single region. I just watch EU and NA regionals, and then I watch the grand final for MENA. That is what I have time for, and I glance over at the South America grand final, but I don't really pay attention to it like that for real. So I'm going based off like previous LAN results, and obviously it's NRG. So, and no offense to Sub-Saharan Africa, but y'all don't got it like that. I think Energy should 3-0. I want to give 5 years one game because Energy, they start off lines very slow. They start off tournaments in general very slow. I mean, we saw with Open 1, but I could see 5 years taking a game off. That's the thing. And Energy, especially against lower level teams, they just hold a one goal lead and can easily lose it. I don't know. I'm giving 5 years one game. I could very well be wrong. By the way this works too is it's not the way this works. The way it's predicted to work, at least the way Cody's assuming it works, is that you have the first seed playing the fourth seed, while the second seed plays third seed. Then first seed plays third seed, then first seed plays second seed. That's how the rounds work for every single group. You'll notice that. That's typically how group stages work. Will it be guaranteed this way on LAN? And that's how the Hunters are planning to do it. Who knows? But that's at least how it's set up to be. And in my so I'm going based on that prediction that it's going to be the siege setup is going to be like this. If it's not, because it has happened before that I predicted and it wasn't set up like that, and then I'm just there looking like, okay, so the tournament LAN format was not the same as the Cody format, but it's still fine at the end of the day. If it's not the exact same, it's okay. I'll still have the same teams coming out of the groups, regardless of which, you know, round rotates which teams, so it'll be fine. Now, Ninjas versus Power. The interesting thing about Power is that yeah, they beat Wildcard, so Power is not Torsos and Banana Head and Fever anymore. It's actually Fiber, Gus, and Super Lucky with Freaky as coach. Freaky as coach is crazy. Freaky is a name I haven't heard in a while. I feel like he's been a coach for a long time, but man, I remember he used to be a pro, but way back when, yeah, way back. I remember he was in Vitality. Yeah, that's where I remember him. He was in Vitality 2018. It's been so long since that. Since then, I haven't really. He was also part of God's Mills team, but yeah, since then he's been a coach for many teams. Now he's a coach for Power. When did he retire? Around COVID time, probably. Yeah, 2020. He retired late. I wasn't expecting to retire on COVID time, but he kind of faded away after that. Yeah, Vitality, team. He kind of just fell off as a big name since then. But Freaky, interesting that he's now a coach, and Power's doing well. I'm big on Fiber. I think Fiber's a great player. I think it makes super mechanical. I like to see his playstyle. Uh, I do still think Banana Head is probably the best OCE player. I think it's not even close actually. The way I see him play is insane. Yeah, so it's not shocking that they didn't make it. OC it's kind of a wild card. OC you never know who's gonna make it, but yeah. So you have Power against Ninjas here. I'm taking Ninjas any day of the week. But Ninjas are fairly consistent. You saw that with their series against Man City. I wish Man City had made it instead of GK. Now I love the GK squad, but Man City, man, ooh, I was big on that team. I'm so big on tempo, and HB is so good too. but it's unfortunate. And Akros was really incredible last year, before he joined Man City. And the fact that Man City as an org even picked up a Rocket League team, would be sick to see him in the major. But yeah, Power. I'll give you a game because NIP can look very inconsistent at times. I don't know if NIP come in looking hot though. I could see them 3-0 in this. I can't lie. Do we go based on round one for each? Because I don't think. Yeah, because I think the way the format works is that they play round one for each group, and then they go to round two. And I think this probably what they probably will do is that they'll have an A stream and a B stream for round one and round two for day one and for day one, and then for day two they'll have round three, but then it'll be only one stream instead of two streams, and having the series happen at the same time. And then for uh, day three, it's gonna be playoffs, the first half of playoffs, and then the main event. So the first half of playoffs, which is probably gonna be the upper quarterfinals, and then the lower round one, and then this the last day is going to be the lower quarterfinals, semifinals, and grand final. That is typically how they do it. I like this format personally. I do like the group stage format. I know not everyone loves it. A lot of people like Swiss stage or whatever, or how we used to do it before. But I think the good thing about group stage is that it forces teams of different regions to play against each other, right? So you're seeing MENA versus NA versus SAM versus EU. This is good because it's an international event, and I think it's more entertaining than watching NRG versus Shopify, which you've already seen before, or Redactive versus Shopify, we've already seen before, or Channel Mates versus Vitality, which you've already seen before. It's much more entertaining this way. Or Twisted Minds versus Falcons. Goodness me, how many times do you want to see that? This is way better. And it's good also for, I feel like, new players coming in. Is it a perfect format? Probably not, but I really like it for international playability and for new viewers as well. It's very easy to understand. Compared to Swiss, can be tough to understand. Not everyone knows how the format works. Bucol score is very confusing if you've never heard of it before. I'll be honest, but here it's very simple. Series who has the most series wins, and then if they're equal in series wins, who has the most game wins or game differential. Very simple, straightforward, and then there's tiebreakers in case something like that happens. I mean, it's very simple, and anyone above the age of 10 can easily understand it. And if you're below the age of 10, we can explain it to you and you'll be like, okay, I get it. So I like this. Okay. Um, so I think I will do round ones first for each segment and then I'll go to round two. So we have Falcons vs GK. Ooh. Ooh. Nah, I see Falcons coming off strong. Falcons, bro, they're just gonna come off piping hot, bro. GK is great. I can definitely, I cannot see them taking the series over Falcons, but I can definitely see them taking a game and or even two at the most. But I just got Falcons all day. I think Falcons coming in hot. You guys know I love Falcons, man. Now they got drawing up in there, bro. I want to see them do so well. I mean, they're a tournament favorite. Falcons, NRG, and Karming Corp are the three tournament favorites to win the whole thing. But some of the teams have potential. Gelmates just beat Karming Corp. Gelmates could do it. Any other team that I think realistically could do it? The only other team that I think could realistically do it is Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds is like the only other team that I think could win the whole thing. Every other team I'm very iffy on. Vitality, I'm super. Vitality can make top four, but I'm super iffy of them making any further than that. Shopify Rebellion can make top two. Because I think I have Shopify Rebellion higher ranked than Vitality. I rate them higher. So Shopify can make top two, but I just don't see them winning the grand final. I see First Skill facing Vatira and Karming Corp in grand final once again and getting clapped 4-0 once again. Just like happened in Birmingham. Birmingham Major, by the way, last year. I hope this Major is better than Birmingham Major, because Birmingham Major was looking like stack, but Karming Corp just kind of destroyed everyone. And I hope that's not what happens this time around. I think it's one of the worst RLCS majors I watched last year. I'm not gonna lie to you. Birmingham major was kind of a disappointment. Raleigh was way better. Raleigh was sick. World Champions was really good too. But I think Raleigh is my favorite major to watch last year. It was so sick. And Falcons, the story of Falcons winning the first, non-EU, non-NA major for RLCS, that was so incredible. But Worlds was awesome too. I mean, Raleigh was sick too because of Nubo, but Worlds because Nubo won the first 1v1 RLCS World Championship, and this year we're getting the 2v2 World Championship too, as well as the 1v1. Super, super excited to watch all of that. That might be why we're actually getting 5 days in Paris instead of 4 days, but we'll see how they're gonna do the 2v2 and 1v1, how they're gonna fit all of that into the schedule. They're gonna have to set up 2 streams simultaneously to set up to showcase the 2v2. I wonder how they're gonna do all that. But yeah, I just think Falcon's gonna start off hot. Fear versus Redacted. I can't lie, I got Redacted on this. Redacted looking good. I got this being a game 5 Clanger Janger. I can't lie to you. This is gonna be a game 5 Clanger Janger. I think few. Nah. Or maybe 3-1. I'm really big on Redacted. They look sick. It seems like Jinxie's gonna pick them up too. Bro, if Jinxie picks them up, that'll be so hyped because Jinx already brought in so many new Rocket League fans to the scene this year. 2026 started off hot with Jinxie coming in. So y'all, if you are a Jinxie new Rocket League fan, welcome, welcome. I hope they pick them up. That would be so meme, so cinema to see Jinxie FC versus Fura. I'd be hyped. So Jinxie FC, I want them to go crazy. You know what? Just because I'm waiting for that Jinx FC, I'm giving them the 3-1. Let's go Redacted. I'm big on them. I think they have a chance of making. I don't think they have a very good chance of making this out of this group. Karmi Corp SSG. I'm big on SSG. I like SSG. I really like Chronic actually. Chronic is such a and Reveal. I mean, all three are incredible. Diaz, Reveal, Chronic, but Chronic to me, when I watched him play a whole SSG series, or not SSG series, but an SSG 2 games out of an SSG series, I watched Chronic's perspective. I'm like, this guy's so good. And I know Reddles was memeing about how Chronic barely jumps. He's a pro doesn't like to jump, and he said it in Jinxie streams, and everyone he's making memes about it. But I'm the opposite. I jump too much in my games. I'm someone that needs to flip less. So when I watch Chronic play, I'm like, okay, I need to emulate his playstyle more. So I really like watching Chronic play. And I noticed this even before Reynolds mentioned that Chronic doesn't jump that much. I noticed, wow, Chronic doesn't really jump that much. I would have flipped if I was Chronic right there. I would have jumped. I would have done. But Chronic stays grounded. And I need to do that more because when you're grounded, you have more options. When you jump, you're kind of vulnerable for demos, bumps. You're limited as well for what you can do. So I am big on SSG and Reveal is such a good player, but I just think Comic is probably the best team in the world right now. It's gonna be tough for you, mate. It's gonna be really tough for SSG. I think it might just be a 3-0 shutout. I think Comic Corp and Comic Corp are not like NRG to me, where they start off slow in majors. I mean, they do get upset sometimes. Like they got upset by Shopify Rebellion's first kill. I mean, they were Shopify Rebellion at the time. They were Team Ultimates, but the Ultimates last year upset Karmi Corp in the Raleigh Mage, I believe it was. So I could see that happening, but I don't see SSG doing it. If someone's gonna do it, it will be a Twisted Minds or something. Twisted Minds have been in Karmi Corp before. Wants to get in the Raleigh Major reverse sweep, so I could see that happening, but not against SSG unfortunately. Vitality Twisted Minds, I can't lie. This is going to be a this might be considered an upset for some people, but yeah, I got Twisted Minds. I want to see that Nubo Zen crazy matchup. I want to see that 3-2. Yeah, it's gonna be a close series. That's the first game 5 I've got predicted. Redacted Fear could also get game 5, but I really think Twisted Minds Vitality could be game 5. Again, that Nubo versus Zen series in Birmingham was by far the best series in Birmingham. By far the best thing that happened out of Birmingham. I want to see a rematch of that. We're getting that round 1. I mean, hopefully. I mean, we're getting it guaranteed, but we might be getting it round 1 too if we have the 1 versus 4 seed and 2 versus 3 seed that is projected to happen, right? Okay, Gelmates versus Dela Cruz. I mean, come on, man. This is no discussion, bro. APAC team playing against a team that just beat Karmi Corp. I mean, Gelmates are gonna come into this tournament looking confident. I think they're going to be confident. I think Dela Cruz is gonna be too overwhelmed. And there's also the fear factor coming in. Not talking about 5 years. The fear factor coming in where they're gonna look at Jammies and be like, okay, these guys are just good, and they'll be more scared of challenging and won't be as free roaming the game. Whereas I feel like if you're playing a better team, you might as well free roam and just give it your all instead of trying to play safe and trying to outplay them because you're not gonna outplay a gel mates, right? Not if you're Del Cruz especially. Shopify Rebel versus MIBR. I got shot for Rebellion, obviously, but I think 3-1. I can give MIBR 1 game. I love 3-1 so far, round 1, but that's especially in this lower lower round things, but that's because you have the number two seed versus number three seed, and the number three seed can often just take a game off. That wouldn't be that surprising to me. MLB is looking good, and Shropshire Rebellion is not the most consistent team in the world. They can have a game taken off fight for sure. So NRG versus Ninjas. Ooh, I mean I have NRG still. But I don't know. I think Ninja's gonna give it to them 3-2. Once again, NRG start off. I'm telling you guys every single time, and it comes true every time. Energy starts off tournament slow. I think it's gonna get game 5. If anything, I think Energy might reverse sweep this. I think Ninjas might go 2 up, and then they'll have to reverse sweep. That's what I predict. Power versus 5 years. I can't lie. I want this to be cinema. I'm giving it. I'm doing it 3-2. I want this to be a cinema series. The round 2 series. Both cinema. Let's have it be 3-2. Uh, Falcons redacted. Ooh, that's gonna be such a fun series. Ooh, obviously Falcons winning, but man, how many games are gonna give redacted? That sounds like so fun. I could see Talk popping off, bro. Talk to me is top 5 NA. He's going crazy right now for redacted. Jinxie FC, dude, they're gonna have that hype behind them. Man, I really want this to be a cinema series. I really want this to be a great series. Falcons redacted, you know. Dang. To give redacted 1 or 2 games. I definitely give him at least a game, bro. I'll give him 1 game. I think Falcons pressure, just the aggressiveness, is just gonna shut them out to some degree. But I wanna give them 1 game where they can pounce on them a little bit. I think they can do it. GK Furia. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big on Furia right now. Like Furia's looked a bit iffy in South America, at least based on the results. And also at the end of last year, I mean, last year Fury didn't have the best year in general. They had a great 2024, but 2025 was kind of bad for Furious. I need to see proof that they can bring it back to me. I'm giving this to GK. I'm, I could give him a game, but I want to see more for Fury. I'm just not hot on this Fury team right now. I'm really not. I'm giving it to GK. I'm not gonna. I'll give them 1 game. Again, I'm giving them 1 game to Redacted, 1 game to GK, but I need to see more if I'm looking for a game 5 cinema series because Fear is not looking that hot to me right now. MIBR is where more of the hype is. I can't lie. Okay, round 2, Comic versus Twisted Cinema. Come on, cinema. That's gonna be a 3-2 cinema series. Oh, not 3-1, 3-2. 3-2 cinema series. I could see Twisted Minds taking this. I cannot lie. I could see Twisted Minds taking this. I can't go against Carmine Corp because it is the Carmine Corp, but I can't lie. This is gonna be a cinema series. I can't wait to watch this, bro. I cannot wait to watch this. Vitality SSG. Don't SSG typically beat Vitality? Wait, let me look at uh season 2025. Didn't they beat them in like how did Worlds go? Yeah, this is Worlds. How did Worlds go between Vitality SSG? Wait, where are we looking at? Vitality. Oh, Vitality beat SSG. Never mind. But I think SSG did beat Vitality one. Maybe in Raleigh. Maybe thinking of Raleigh. I know Vitality's switch monkey me for Stizzy, but still have 2/3 of the same roster. And then SSG has also changed roster quite a bit since, because SSG at the time was, yeah, I mean, they've only maintained Reveal. Reveal is the only players that's the same. Now they have, yeah, they have DS and Chronic, so they've changed quite a bit. It's kind of a different team, SSG. It's not completely fair to rank them based on previous results. Vitality did had a solid Raleigh major, to be fair. They had a solid Raleigh major. How did wait? This SSG didn't make it? The heck happened? SSG lost to. Oh, you can't be losing to Genji. I'm losing to Gelmates and Ultimate is acceptable actually. 3-2 FUT is not acceptable either. Like, that should be an easy series for y'all. Yeah, no, they SSG didn't. They don't want to perform better. Y'all had to have won against Genji. And look, Genji didn't even make it in the end because they lost to Twisted. Um, okay. Alright, but they have a different team now. That's the thing. SSG now consists of Reveal, Chronic, and DS. So, and that's a solid team. That's a really solid team. Vitality is pretty inconsistent, but I still want to give it to Vitality. I think it's gonna be close. I think this is another 3-2 series. I think it's gonna be close, but I want to give it to the boys Zen. Definitely want to see Zen before they retire. I need to see Zen and Vatira team up at some point. Zen, Vatira, Atto is gonna be the best team in the world. I gotta see that happen at some point. But I gotta go with my boys Zen there. Gelmates versus MIBR. Gelmates have that pretty easily, I think. Do I wanna go? Do I wanna be as hard? I'm gonna be as harsh to say 3-0 again. I just think Gelmates is gonna. Gelmates have such a good bracket. I mean, other than Shopper Rebellion, they have a really they're gonna have a solid bracket for them. They might come in through all the groups as the number one seed overall. Because like, I mean, depends on how I've got energy doing against Power and how. But I mean, I had them have one game of 5 years and 2 games of ninjas. Yeah, actually, so Germans are gonna do better for sure. Depends on how. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. But Germans might be the number one seed coming into all of this because they have such a good group. D is very good for Gentlemates. Gentlemates is a very good group, whereas Comic Corp is a way tougher group. Shop for Propeller versus Project L Cruise. I mean, it's just a 3-0, right? It's just. Is there even anything to look forward to Project L Cruise? Chasm is good. Sphinx is solid. Chasm is really good, but I just can't. Shopify Rebellion. I just don't see it. I just can't see it. I don't see it. I refuse to see it. I'm moving on to Energy versus Power. Energy's now gonna wake up a little bit. Come on, y'all deserve a 3-0. Energy deserve a 3-0. They can get it this time around. All right. See you, Power. And now Power is needs to depend on Ninjas here to lose to make it right. They need to be 3-0. Wait, if 5 years get 3-0 Ninjas, what happens to you? How does the tiebreaker go? What happens? 5 years makes it. Oh, that's what happens. And Power. I mean, obviously, damn, they never play tiebreakers. 5 years just makes it if they 3-0. If they 3-1, no, they got a 3-2. If they 3-2, is it a tiebreaker? Wait, what? Ninjas makes it if they 3-1. Or if they 3-1? Oh! Oh, okay. Then it's a tiebreaker. If 5 years 3-1's Ninja Series, it's a tiebreaker. And then if you open for tiebreaker info, wait, I gotta. What happens? Guys, what? Okay, these are some technicalities that I need to understand. Okay, Group A tiebreaker details. Let Imagine a world where 5 years, 3-1's NIP if it goes according to this schedule. We have to sort all teams with 3 wins by 3 wins, so NRG by game differential between tied teams, game differential in group original seed. So 5 years go tied teams 1 because they're tied with ninjas. Game differential group is -1, but so is it for Ninja Pajamas. Their original seed is 16th, whereas NIP is 10 original seed. What? Power is A. Original seed. What does that mean? What does Oric seed or original seed means? I actually don't know what that means. Okay. This confirms 5 years as the number 2 seed. Huh? Game differential tied teams? What do they mean by tied teams? Right. 5 years versus Power. I see. How did 5 years versus Power go? 5 years 3-2 Power. Also 5 years. But Ninjas beat Power. And 5 years lost. So why don't Ninjas make it? Wait, what? Game go game wait, game differential in group. Game difference between in group, Ninjas Pajamas takes it. Wait, no, -1. Huh? Okay, they're both -1, sure. Game differential tie teams 1-0 -1. Why? 1-0, 1 for 5 years. I guess 5 years makes it because they beat NIP. And Power don't make it because they lost to NIP. That's why they're -1. This confirms 5 years as the number 2 seed. Now we check H2H. head to head, I think. Yeah, head to head between Power and Ninjas for the 3 and 4 seed. So Power and Ninjas for who gets 3 and 4. I mean, that's just game differential. Ninjas have better game differential, right? That's how that works. Game differential is -1. Yeah, this is the third seed, and Power gets number 4. Okay, so if you look at game differential in group, it's equal for Ninjas and 5 years. But game differential between tied teams for 5 years is better because 5 years beat Ninjas. Wait, this is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 2 is -1. Yeah. 2 minus 1, 1, yeah, -1. But between the tied teams, 5 years beat NIP. I guess that they're going based on the fact that 5 years beat NIP, so they win the tiebreaker. What if I set this up differently though? How can I set this up differently? So 5 years. I want to see what happens. Okay, I'm writing down. I want to see how this system works. Okay, so wait. If I have okay, I have 3 to power 5 years. So I'm writing that down. Um, if I have 5 years beating power like this, the 5 years will be 2-1, and then I have you losing to NIP. NIP makes it 2-1. Okay. I need ninjas to lose then against power. So I have 1-3 power ninjas. Okay. I need NIP to lose to power. So if I do this, what happens? -1. Okay, I need to do this then. Power makes it. Because power beat ninjas. Okay, if that's how it works, that's how it works. Fair enough. Let's go back to how we originally had it. Fair enough. That's how it works. Okay, fine. Let's not think about it too deeply. We know that's not gonna happen anyway. Power 5 years, I wrote that as 3-2. Okay. Okay. And then obviously, yeah, ninjas are beating 5 years 3-0. So you know you know what I'm saying? We don't have to look at the tiebreaker info anyway. I just was interested to see how tiebreaker looks like. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay. So yeah, Energy Ninjas make it through. Energy 3-0, Ninjas 2-1. This is a very predictable result if it happens like this. The only thing that will be unpredictable is that Energy somehow managed to lose 3 whole games. But I could see them because they do start off slow in tourneys, on lands. Okay. Falcons Furia. I can't lie. I think it's another 3-0. I just think Falcons also have Furia's number. Falcons always just smack Furia. I can't lie. So based on track record, I think Falcons go through a very solid record. 9-1. I think Falcons might actually go through as #1 seed. Because I just have them smacking GK and smacking Furia. I think Redacted is the only one that's gonna give them a solid challenge. Then Redacted GK. That's tough. That's a close one. Redacted GK, you know? I could definitely see GK winning that. I think it's close. And I want Jinx CFC to make it, man. I'm really hoping. I'm hoping Jinx CFC 3-2, man. Jinx CFC will do it, bro. They will upset. I mean, I don't even know if that's an upset. They're the number 2 NA right now versus number 5 EU. I want to give it to Redacted. I want to have hope. I'm not. I'm typically EU biased. You think Amin will give it to GK, but I can't lie. Hey, Jinx CFC, I want to see. I think it's gonna be good for the community if Redacted makes it. Because if GK wins, Redacted don't make it, right? Yeah, no. We need Redacted to. It makes it sound bad. No, but genuinely, Other than the Jinx XP stuff, genuinely, I think Redacted would be GK. I'm big on talk. I think the guys got it. Wavy 2Ps, they're really good. I think they got it. I think I don't. I think GK is gonna struggle a little bit, man. And I'm also not big on Seiko anymore. You know, Joyo and Naptrack are still pretty solid. I'm not about Seiko. I'm not super convinced about Seiko. Seiko's kind of iffy to me. Okay. Karmic Vitality. I mean, we all know what happens. This goes 3-0 every, not 3 every time, but like 3-0. Okay, we'll give Vitality one game, bro, because Vitality can typically take one game. And when they played Karmic Corp last, they lost 3-1, but Vitality, or was it 4-1? But Vitality won game one, and they look like we're gonna win game two before Karmic Corp just barely like stole the game from them. So I could see Vitality taking one game, but they get smacked around by KC every single time. They've done it for the last 2 years, man. It's been 2 years since the last time Karmic Corp, since the last time Vitality beat Karmic Corp, and that was in the Worlds 2023 when Zen Vitality won the whole thing. So I mean, since then, Karmic Corp's just been clapping their cheeks. I can't lie. It's just gotta be Karmic Corp all day. Twisted SSG. I'm sorry, SSG. You gotta go. Uh, 3-1 actually. Yeah, I'm big on Twisted. I think Twisted make it through. I think they got it. I have my faith in them. I want to see Nubo in playoffs. TRK as well deserves it. I mean, they're all gonna do good. We'll see what happens. And yeah, Bonkimin once again. I mean, come on, man. Gotta go Twisted on that one. Gelmates versus Shopify. I mean, I got Gelmates, but I think Shopify's gonna give it to them. I think it'll be 3-2. I can't lie. I think Shopify's gonna. I think Shopify's gonna really give it to them. I don't think it's gonna be easy. I really don't think it's gonna be easy. Yeah, that's crazy. The group of death by Captain SSG don't make it out. That's crazy. I mean, this is the projected teams you'd expect to make it through, right? Yeah, Gelmates I think are beating Rebellion, but it's fine because Rebellion are still the number two, so they can accept this loss. Besides, the other two teams are 0-2, so they're fine anyway. MIBR versus Project Dela Cruz. I just think I think I just have Dela Cruz getting swept out of the tournament. I think it's another Rio. Do you wanna give them a pity game anyway? Just because they might. Actually, they're playing MIBR. That's the worst team they're gonna be playing against between Gentlemates and Rebellion. I could give them one guess to go out completely 0-9, like at least to go out 1-9 or wait, what? Yeah, wait, I'm tripping. Yeah, at least to go out 1-9. MIBR is like it's not infallible. They could take a game off. So this is how I have the groups looking. I think this is how almost everyone has the groups looking. The only disagreements are gonna come from the Group C who makes it out there. Some people might have this Vitality were Twisted making it out, or SSG somehow making it out. I don't know. Everyone has Karmic Corp making it out. I'm pretty sure here, Group D, everyone has Gentleman's Rebellion making it out. If you don't, you're tripping balls. Group B, everyone's Falcons making it out. The second one is actually the Group B is the one where the second C is the closest one. Where it's really it's really tough to predict who's going to be the second seed. Whether it's going to be Redacted, Geek, or Furia, because it's close between all three. I have, according to this, Furia as the lowest rated team, but between Redacted and GK, I genuinely don't know who's going to make it out. But I've got Redacted, so I want them to make it. So I think it's going to be close though. Then Group A, I think everyone as well has Energy Ninjas. I don't know anyone who wouldn't have this. This is just what makes the most sense. And I don't think any tiebreakers will happen, at least according to my list. I mean, tiebreakers could happen, but not according to my list. So yeah, let's go to the main event. Let's do the uppers first. I think they typically do lowers first, actually, but in when they do stream these, actually let's do lowers first because I typically do uppers first. But let's follow the stream schedule. Let's do eliminations first. Rebellion versus Ninjas. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good series. Wait, how did Rebellion end up against Ninjas? Because Ninjas is 2 seed from Group A versus 2 seed versus 3 in Group D. And I guess it's gonna be Redacted versus Twisted then? Oh man! Dude, Redacted have such a tough bracket. I'm gonna start with Redacted and Twisted. I think Twisted got that. I think this. Oh, this is a best of seven. Yeah, I got Twisted winning 4-1. I'm sorry, that Jinx FC. I think that's as far as you go. But Rebellion Ninjas is tough. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I can't count first killer out. I think it's gonna be a close series though. I very well think that could go game seven. Cause you can't. I can't count first killer out, bro. I want first killer to do well, but yeah, it's gonna be tough. Yeah, man. I don't think we can just make it any further. I think Twisted Mind's being redacted too. Yeah, I'm big on Twisted Minds. I'm really big on Twisted Minds. I think unlike last year, people are not underrated on them. Last year, I think people were hella underrating them, but now this year, I think they're getting more of their proper praise that they deserve. I was big on Twisted Mind last year. Energy Gelmates, now that's a freaking series. Oh my god, these upper bracket series are insane. So this is the this is Energy versus Gentleman. So number one Group A versus number one Group D. That's how they predict the format's gonna look like, right? But what? No, wait. Why should it be? No, that's stupid. Should it be number one Group A versus number two Group D? Wait, no, no, no. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid. No, they're basing on seeding. So yeah, Gentlemates. Because yeah. Because Gentlemates are number two EU. Falcons number one Mina. That makes sense. And yay. Okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. Yeah, because Karmik Corp would then play Falcons. That makes sense for both teams. Okay. Energy Gelmates, upper bracket quarterfinals. Have Energy ever lost upper bracket quarterfinals with the current roster? I don't think they've ever lost that. This is a close series, you know. Falcons Karmic Corp is a. I have no clue how that's gonna go. I can't lie. Ooh. So wait, winner of this plays Distant Minds, right? Winner of no loser. I mean, sorry, loser of this plays. Yeah, because this loser of okay, so loser of this plays Rebellion. Loser of Falcons Karmic Corp plays Distant Minds. I see. Loser. I don't think Energy's ever lost an upper core, but like they keep winning in game sevens. I think I have them game seven winning it. Yeah. Yeah, I think they got. I think Energy got it. I think it's just really hard to root against them here. And then I can't lie, I think that'd be a repeat of the semifinals of Worlds 4-2 Falcons. But that doesn't mean Karmic Corp's out of the tournament yet. But I got Falcons winning. I know, it's crazy. But I think Jolly, Karmic Corp will want to beat Jolly, but I think Jolly will do it. I think it's gonna be a repeat of the semifinals. I think Falcons got it. And now we have an interesting bracket here. Okay, we have Gelmace Rebellion. First killer, I don't know how much I can hype you up. I think I think Gelmates are gonna tear through them pretty well. Pause. But I don't know. I think Gelmates comfortably. And after a devastating loss against Energy though, but it's a new day. It's a new day. They can reset. I got you. You got it. No, Gelmates got it. Okay, Karmic Corp Twisted. Yeah, this is where your journey ends, Twisted. But I want to see a cinema series, 4-3. I want to see a cinema series, like almost a reverse sweep from Twisted Minds. Like, the Raleigh Major series was one of my favorite series I've ever watched between Carbon Corp and Twisted. I want to see a cinema series right there. Okay, now these are the semifinals. Top four teams in the world: Falcons, Elements, Energy, Karmic Corp. That's not inaccurate. That actually, in my head, those probably are the top four teams in the world right now. That makes the most sense. Like Falcons Energy Karmic Corp in the semifinals, it only makes sense, right? I mean, these are the top three teams in the world, and then Gentleman's is there. I'm being fairly predictable, but yeah. And then Shop for Rebellion, Twisted Minds right behind them. Again, this literally what I said at the start. Who's likely to win the major, right? It's probably going to be one of the three teams that are Falcons Energy Karmic Corp, with Gentleman's having possibility to do it. Like Gentleman's could do it. They could win the whole thing, but it depends. And then beyond that, honorable mention is gonna be Twisted Minds and Shop for Rebellion. That is literally how the bracket has gone. Redacted and Ninjas are like they're like top 8 teams, but they're not gonna make it any higher. This tournament is so stacked. Then you have Fury, GK, Vitality. Oh my goodness, so stacked. Okay, Falcons, Gentleman's. Y'all know I can't go against my boys Falcons. Y'all know I'm big on Falcons. I love them so much, bro. Bro, and I love watching Jolly play Rocket League. I can't go against them, but I want it to be I want it to be cinema though. Gems are gonna come off a high point against Rebellion though. They're gonna have that momentum. Let's do it. Falcons 4-2 merchants. Falcons are 4-2 merchants. Let's do it. Energy Carmine Car. You know what? This is the matchup that we should have gotten in Worlds last year probably. If Carmine Corp hadn't hit the crossbar every time. Now that we're getting it here, this is how I predict it would have gone. Boom. Another 4-2 merchant. I think energy goes out semifinals. This is how Worlds last year would have gone if Karmic Corp had been Falcons. And now Karmic Corp gets to take their revenge on Falcons once again. I mean, you could have expected. Yeah. Falcons beat Karmic Corp 4-2 earlier. You know what? Remember how Raleigh went when Falcons won? Remember how they did it against Dignitas? Dignitas. 2025 Raleigh Major. Remember how they beat Dignitas in the upper quarterfinals? And then did it again in grand final and Dignitas only took one game? That's right, baby. Falcons, let's go! Falcons is gonna do it! Bro, they're gonna do it. They're gonna beat them in the upper quarterfinals and again in grand final, which to me will just confirm that they are the best team in the world at the time. When this major happens, Falcons will win. They'll be the best team in the world once again. The only non-EU, non-NA team to win the major for the second time. Dub, W's Falcons. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. I want to see it. That'll be so similar. KC has been on too much of a winning streak. They always win too much at the start of the season. I want to see a little spice, something to shake it up. Let's see it, Falcons. Let's see it. 4-3. It's gonna be cinema. It's gonna be like, you know how early was 4-2. Now they're gonna rematch. Karmic Corp are gonna come with a different game plan, but Falcons once again come out on top. On God. Let's go. All right, and those are my predictions, y'all. Falcons gonna hit it all. Now, going into these videos or going into these predictions, I don't know who I'm actually picking to win before I actually do them. Right? It's not like I came into this list already knowing I'm picking Falcons to win or I'm picking Karmic Corp to win or Energy. I generally don't know. I just kind of make things up as I go along based on the vibe I'm feeling at the time. So, uh, yeah, I Falcons could very well do it, but it could very well be Karmic Corp Energy. I mean, those are the top three teams right now. I could definitely see Twisted Minds do it. But yeah, that's what I got. Those are my predictions, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed watching this at least as much as I enjoyed making these predictions for y'all. This is the group stage, no tiebreaker. Yeah, we looked at a tiebreaker if a little bit earlier, but I mean we'll see if a tiebreaker ends up happening. I think it's doubtful, but we'll see if a tiebreaker ends up happening in the group stage in the major. I'm uploading this a little bit earlier. These videos typically get a lot of views, these prediction videos, but I also always upload them like one day before, whereas now for the first time I actually upload them over a week before or something like that. A week before over a week before the uh, major actually begins. I mean, I'm not gonna upload it tomorrow. I'll probably upload this, well, the 12th, February 12th is probably when this video is gonna come out. So February 12th. That's still like yeah, still a week before the major starts. But I think I'll just do it that way anyway and see what happens. These videos get a lot of views, and who knows, there might be even more views now because of the popularity that Jinxie's brought in for Rocket League, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like I said earlier, if you're a Jinxie viewer new to RLCS, welcome, welcome. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if this gets as many views that these prediction videos surprisingly get when I make these. And yeah, have at it. There you go. I think Falcons got it. My boys, my boys in green. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is the Raleigh major, but World Championship. You know what I'm saying? Falcons. Why are we looking at World Championship? Boston major. Falcons. Raleigh clears. Rowas. Y'all got it. Y'all beating Karmic Corp in the grand final, right? So that's enough for me. Once again, thank you, Cody VRL, for the prediction sheet. Uh, and uh, and yeah, okay. Wait, I'm not following him. Why am I not following him? Boom. Okay, and I don't know why not follow. Have I always thanked Cody and not followed him? Yeah, sure, he deserves my follow. Okay, well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching this prediction video as much as I enjoyed um, doing it. And I'll see you guys, I guess, for the Paris Major for the next predictions that I'll be doing then. And we'll see if our predictions end up being right. I mean, I'll be watching every single series basically when the major happens. So I'll see if my predictions end up being right. If they're not, then too bad. Woohoo. Yeah, we'll live another day. These are just fun predictions after all. It's not like I'm betting on it or anything like that. I will never bet on anything in my life. Trust me, I will never bet. So these are just random fun predictions. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed me, you know, these predictions. And maybe you got something formative out of it too. And all right, y'all. See you for the Paris Major, I guess. All right. Peace.